Hi there, I'm Tommy Ferris from Ignition Fitness and welcome to the second episode of MSC TV. In these videos I'm going to be giving you a course preview and training tips that I've chosen based on something unique and challenging for each and every Recharge with Milk Triathlon Series race this season. Up today is Binbrook, so let's take a look at the course. This race takes place just outside of Hamilton at the Binbrook Conservation Area, and the swim course starts on the beach. The course is triangle shaped and you'll swim in a counterclockwise direction, keeping the boys to your left. Out of transition and on your bike, you'll turn to your right once outside of the conservation area, make another right on Hollywood Road and another right on Tyneside. You're now heading north and will pass Lake Neopenco and the Welland River before making another right on Chippewa Road. From here, you'll travel east to the first turnaround point and head back the opposite direction on Chippewa on your way to the second turnaround point. After this second turnaround, it's back on Tyneside where you'll follow the same route back to the conservation area. For the most part, it's a flat and fast course, but there may be some headwinds to contend with, and if that's the case, don't forget to stay in your aero position. 2012 brings a new run course to this race and is a combination of several surfaces. The first kilometer is tricky with lots of terrain changes and quick turns, but it's well marked. You may want to run this section of the course before the race starts just to familiarize yourself with it. Once away from the lake and the dams, you'll reach Harrison Road and will go left, and then another left on Kirk Road. From here, it's all the way to the turnaround and right back the way you came. Depending on your race distance, there will be up to 5 aid stations on the run course, and don't forget to always stay on the left side of the road. Be extra careful as you reach the last part of the run towards the finish, where the terrain once again gets a bit tricky. Now it's these tricky off-road sections of the run course I want to talk to you about today. Going into a race like this, we want a strong core and stabilize our muscles in our legs and ankles. Now chances are as a triathlete you're doing most of your training in a straight line, which is fine if you're racing along a straight flat course, but in Binbrook, with all the little twists and turns and uneven surfaces in the first and last parts of the run, we need to do something a little bit extra to make sure we're ready for a great race. What I'm going to show you now are 3 one-legged exercises that are going to strengthen the stabilizing muscles surrounding your quads, hamstrings, glutes, and ankles. These exercises are going to progress from easiest to hardest, so no matter what your fitness level is, you'll be able to benefit from it. Now the 2 pieces of equipment we're going to use for this are a suspension trainer, in this case a TRX, and an instability ball, something like a Bosu ball, both of which you should be able to find at your gym if you don't already have your own. So let's get started. First up are one-legged squats, and I'm going to show you 3 different variations. For this first one, we'll use both hands on the TRX while we do a squat with our foot in front of us, to the outside, behind us, and behind and opposite us. Focus on maintaining good form here and have your knee track above your ankle. Don't let your knee go out in front of your toes. Go down as far as you comfortably can and go through each leg position twice before switching to the next leg. Getting slightly more advanced, we'll do the same exercise, but rather than holding the TRX with both hands, we're only using one. This creates some extra instability and encourages our core and stabilizing muscles to engage to keep us steady. Just like the previous version, we want to focus on tracking our knee above our ankle, and we'll go through the movements twice per leg. Further progressing with the same exercise, we're now doing our one-legged squat with no TRX. This creates even more instability and makes this even more challenging. If you're strong enough, you can try to simulate how your arms would move if you were actually running, which is opposite arm to opposite leg. The challenge here is to hold good form while not letting your suspended foot touch the ground. Taking our one-legged squat up another level, we've added in the instability ball, which is going to create an even more challenging and unstable surface. Our core and all of our major running muscles are getting worked here: quads, hamstrings, and glutes, as well as our calf and ankle muscles. With this exercise, what's equally or more important than the squat is the emphasis on staying stable and balanced on the ball. This is a very challenging exercise that you should only do if you're strong enough and have progressed through the easier versions. Next up is another very challenging one-legged exercise called the suspended rear lunge. You'll need a suspension trainer for this one, and to perform it, we put our TRX in one-hand mode and put one foot through the bottommost soft loop. With our foot suspended, we do a rear lunge, and all this instability is going to force our core and stabilizing muscles to engage. This exercise is also going to strengthen our inner and outer hip muscles and inner thigh. Now, one of the advantages of doing this exercise with the TRX is, if you're strong enough and feeling up to it, you can add a tough little progression at the end of the movement by hopping off your planted leg to develop stride power. Don't forget to swing your arms opposite your legs as if you were actually running. For this one, start with 1 to 2 sets of 4 to 6 reps and progress up to 12 to 15 reps as you get stronger. Next up is an exercise I call one-legged matrix jumps. To do this, you're going to map out a 3x3 grid and stand in the middle on one foot and hop from the middle to each square twice per leg. This functional exercise is great at not only strengthening our core and stabilize our muscles, but it will also increase stride power and inner and outer hip muscles. It's an excellent exercise to include in your training, and it's also kind of fun. As a regular part of your strength training, these functional exercises are going to play a huge role in making you a stronger runner and help you avoid injury and give you that extra advantage you'll need on a course like Binbrook. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of MSC TV. I hope you've learned something, and I hope you're able to include these exercises in your training before racing in Binbrook. I'm Tommy Ferris from Ignition Fitness, and I invite you to check out our website for more information on our coaching and other services, as well as more training videos at ignition-fitness.com. Coming up next in this series are some nutrition tips for the Multisport Canada Welland half iron distance race. Thanks for watching.